Welcome to another episode of Heated Conversations. Super excited that you guys decided to tune in to Heated Conversations. If you like the show, please like, subscribe, and share, and leave comments, leave questions that you may have, or anything that you got from the podcast or anything like that. I'm super excited for our episode that we have. We have the head coach of the second HBCU college gymnastics program. Her name is Aja Sims-Fletcher. She's a former Alabama gymnast, and she's on the episode today, kind of talk about Talladega College gymnastics and kind of her experience so far becoming a head coach, as well as kind of developing this program. And so other people can kind of know about it and understand what HBCU really means and athletics there. Welcome, Aja. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I appreciate you joining the podcast today. And, talking about Talladega, I know being fresh into this, you just got hired on, after the season to be able to be the second head coach of an HBCU. I think Randy Lane has done a great job pioneering adding more gymnastics programs to college gymnastics. And has been one other HBCU in Fisk University, and Talladega being the second. Can you talk about your journey becoming the head coach of Talladega and even just your journey of HBCUs?
I'm so honored, first off, to have the opportunity to be the second ever head coach, to be a part of making history. Having gymnastics at an HBCU, it just really is something special. First off, everyone in the gymnastics community and the college community specifically has been super supportive. They have really come together and helped keep me afloat when it gets really busy. But yeah, I was blessed with an opportunity from a great nonprofit, from Brown Girls Do Gymnastics. They called me one day and said, "Hey, are you interested in being a head coach?" And I said, "Actually, I would love to get back into coaching." And so literally from there, Talladega has brought me in. It really has felt like a family here. And now that the girls are finally on campus, we are just really excited to be creating history and just starting something really exciting for the sport of gymnastics.
Love it. And as you just said, Brown Girls Do Gymnastics. Shout out to Brown Girls Who Do Gymnastics. If you're not following them, please follow them. They have been huge advocates for, especially with HBCUs, and they have camps that they run during the summers. So please check them out if you're looking for any camps to be able to do. If there's anybody else who is looking to get into the college world and possibly have the next HBCU college positions open, please reach out to them. Going back to you, I think that's huge, right? Being able to have that great support, right? And having, a group like Brown Girls Do Gymnastics be able to say, hey, we see this young African-American woman who was great, when she was in college, and also a great person to be able to lead a team, lead the second HBCU program. What was that like when you initially got the call? Like, what was the feelings? What were the emotions that kind of rose up?
Yeah, it was a lot of emotions. First, I was just super excited to just hear that another HBCU is getting gymnastics, right? I was like, oh my gosh, Fisk just started. Like, we're going again.
Yeah.
And then, for them to think, I was, the chosen one to have that opportunity, I just felt completely blessed. I've really, really loved kind of my previous career of volunteer coaching and, doing some club coaching on the side. And so having an opportunity to be in college gymnastics as a coach is such a blessing. So feelings of excitement and blessing, and honestly, of course, very nervous. I had no idea what to expect. I called a lot of mentors throughout that week before I made my final decision. And, they're like, you can do this, you can learn a lot in just a quick amount of time, and you already have some background. So with all of that support, I was like, all right, I'm taking a leap of faith, and it has been no regrets since.
Love it. So when you first kind of heard about it, what were some of your plans? Kind of what was happening at that time? Were you thinking, hey, I really want to pursue college gymnastics, or were you, pursuing what you got your degree in? Kind of where were you at in life? And then once you finally kind of heard that, hey, this is the opportunity, you're the chosen one to kind of do this. What kind of thoughts came into your mind in regard to your vision of what you wanted this program to become?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Because yes, I was a gymnast at the University of Alabama, forever Roll Tide girl. But right after I finished my competition season, I was really interested into coaching. So I was a volunteer coach right after that and a team manager while I was getting my master's at the University of Alabama. But I got my master's in business, and I did enjoy that kind of operations role, So kind of my first, you could say, big girl job out of college was actually working with a company called ncaa, and I helped organize and run the SEC championships and the NCAA championships. So kind of working with gymnastics on the kind of on the outside, you could say, running the events rather than the coaching was actually really fun. But I just knew something was missing. I didn't have that one-on-one with the athlete that I was really, intrigued to have. And so when I came from that role and I got this call, I was like, this is going to be a good fit for me, because that's what I'm missing. I'm still involved in the sport, but I need that connection with the athlete, because that's the most rewarding part of being a coach.
Yeah. And what is your current vision that you have for your program moving forward?
Yeah, right now we are really focused on just building. We have these kind of key strong building blocks that we're on is communication, trust, and the love for the sport. All right. We are so new. Honestly, a lot of these girls don't even know each other, really. They've only been together for 3 weeks. I'm still learning them as well. So we are building trust, communication, and really the love for each other, the love for the sport, and the opportunity to compete. So we are really excited to just focus on truly just building a connection with each other right now. And then we're looking towards January to show everyone that we are an HBCU that can do gymnastics.
Yeah. Now, talking about even just location of it, for someone who may not know, especially if you don't really know what HBCU means, we'll talk about that after this. But where are you guys located? Where is Talladega College? Are you guys in Canada? Are you guys on the East Coast, West Coast? Are you guys in the South? Where are you guys located?
Yes, little Talladega. We are in Alabama. We are about an hour from Birmingham, for those that may know, and we're about 2 hours from Atlanta. So we're a small town in Alabama. Not a whole lot around in Talladega, but we are a truly family vibe here. Everyone knows everyone. And I think that really brings character to not only the college, but to our athletics here. It is truly every team, every athletics department here. We support everybody because we are such a small school.
Yeah. And when you say small school, like what is the undergrad size? And if there's a graduate program, what is that size? And also, what is the athletes? How many athletes make up that total of enrolled student athletes or students? Sorry.
Yeah, I can give you a rough estimate based on what I was learning as well, because I'm still also learning so much about the amazing Talladega College. But I think we have roughly over 1,000 total students here. And I believe about 300 of those students are all athletes. So if you can think on that ratio, we are a very small but mighty powerful school here at Talladega College.
Yeah. And, being a small school, what do you even know what conference you're in, or what level in regards to division of gymnastics that you guys will be competing this season?
We are currently in ncaa, but we are in transition to become NCAA Division II. And so while we are kind of in that limbo, we are, as well as Fisk, we are the only NAIA gymnastics teams currently. So we are looking forward to those opportunities to kind of have our own mini conference, competition. But as of right now, we are, still able to compete with other NCAA teams, but may have to have a quad or tri-meet to make sure that the other NCAA teams will make sure they have an opportunity to make that score count. So we're in kind of a weird limbo, but we are definitely affiliated strongly, still competing against top Division I, Division II, Division III schools.
Very good, very good. And when also talking about size, when it comes to like being a smaller school and your transition into going from NAIA, does NAIA offer any resources in regards to scholarships? And if not, what other resources do you guys have? And then when you transition to Division II, what does those resources may look like, at least for scholarships for gymnastics?
Yeah, so for NAIA scholarships, we actually have a kind of unique opportunity where we only have a small amount of athletic scholarships per se, but we are allowed to kind of split those athletic scholarships up between all athletes. So, we're allowed to stack on top of academic scholarships. So that is huge for us in the recruiting process. So many of our athletes are, have some probably heavy academic scholarships, and then I'm able to offer athletic scholarship on top of that to help make their kind of full ride package. But we are looking forward to, as we go into NCAA, what those opportunities might mean for if we will have more scholarship opportunities, or maybe similar, or if we're not stacking. We're still figuring that out, but it is very nice though that we can kind of share the love, you could say, with our athletic scholarships.
Yeah, no, that's great. Now, I know I mentioned earlier HBCU. What does that stand for, and what does that mean?
Yes. So HBCU is historically Black college or university. And that means we actually celebrated this today at our convocation chapel service we just left to. But really just our founding founders of this college were actually slaves, and they built this college from scratch. And we just celebrate that, moment, that how far we've come and where our ancestors have gone for, minorities to have an opportunity to have an education. So HBCU, historically Black college or university.
Very cool. Now, saying, historically Black college, right in the name of that is it kind of talks about a certain type of race, right? Now, are there only Black students that go there, or athletes that go there, or is it open to other races to be able to be part of the teams or be a student there? Can you kind of talk about that?
I would love to, because that is always a question I get from some recruits as well. Yes, we are open to everyone and all. We actually have a very strong Hispanic community on campus. A lot of people don't know that. We have a lot of international students as well, and a variety of races on campus. So no, you do not just have to be Black to come to Talladega or an HBCU. But I will say, we have so many, we have some Jamaicans and Dominicans, and oh my gosh, so many different nationalities on campus. So that's actually really, really exciting to be able to see that in such a small space as well. Just kind of seeing every student kind of learn about other cultures as well in such a small community.
Yeah. And I think diversity is super important, and being able to really anywhere that you go, to be able to learn a lot about, someone who's from a different place from you and has a different culture, and they may look different than you. And I think there's also a comfort in being somewhere where people may look like you, but also may relate to the same things that you relate to. So being able to have both worlds there, I think is super, super important. And also to kind of, break the misconception that people can have. Like you said, that's a question that recruits ask all the time, because, I know what HBCU is, but I don't think, everybody does, because Talladega, I've never heard of that college until really you started that process, right?
Yeah.
Some other ones I really don't know. And the ones that I do know is because of other sports, like following Deion Sanders. I think he has made it pretty popular in recent times with his time at Jackson State. But also there's been a lot of NFL, athletes who've made it to the league from HBCUs, who've kind of brought, some attention to it. But some people who might be into dancing and stuff like that, or like stepping, or even fraternities and sororities. That's also been a huge,
Yeah.
culture, is the step teams that are part of the fraternities and the brotherhood and sisterhoods of those things. Can you kind of talk about, HBCU culture in regards to at Talladega, all those types of things that people could get involved in?
Yes. We have a huge community for our fraternity and sorority life chapters here on campus. And a quick shout out to Deion Sanders. He was actually a Talladega grad. So yes, we love our Talladega graduates. But yes, our Divine Nine here on campus, which is our fraternity and sorority life chapters, it is something very special. They have their own plaques out in the middle of our quad where, everyone can come, gather and, meet and really just build community. It is a very strong, just like culture vibe, especially even just the different things of how, we go to chapel every couple months together, just spend that community together as well. There are just, some really special moments at an HBCU that you may not have at some other schools, that truly, just celebrate, the history of some Black history. So we're really excited to actually encourage my gymnasts to be involved in that as well.
Yeah. On the academic side, what are some of the programs that are offered at Talladega College that a potential prospect recruit could look into, or are offered, to be able to make it a place that they could call home?
Yeah, we have we have about 20 plus majors. And we have about 4 main divisions, you could say. So we have divisions of mathematics, computer information sciences. We have an amazing biology department, as well as we are a liberal arts college. So we have a great liberal arts program as well. So we really do have just about all the variety of majors that any, larger school would have. Since we are a liberal arts school, some recruits do ask, wait, so am I not going to get a bachelor's in science? No, you'd get a Bachelor of Arts in biology that will help you for your next degree within PT, or whether that's physical therapy or a nurse. So we do have, some really great majors, but I know sometimes it doesn't look as conventional as some other routes, but it is very great professors on campus as well.
Very good. Very good. That's good, because I think it's really important to touch on those things, the academic side as well, and the opportunities that you can kind of get. Our class sizes, just because they are, it's a smaller campus, are they pretty comfortable? And being able to have relationships with your professors to be able to go get help or get more one-on-one, or even just having the settings be small. Can you kind of talk about the class sizes and that format?
Yeah, really. That is one of the main things I wish I could have had going to college, which is so awesome here at Talladega. The class sizes, you won't have a class larger than 30 kids in your class. Most of the class sizes are about 15 people in a classroom. So yes, your professor will actually get to know you personally, and you can, don't be afraid. I tell the girls all the time, make sure you make a connection with them, actually introduce yourself, because they're going to be the one to write you a recommendation letter one day. And, I didn't have that as familiar, comfortable doing that, at a big PWI. But yeah, the class sizes are a little bit smaller, but it definitely brings more community. I think it's a great classroom environment. And even though the school is a little bit, smaller, I do think too, just the professors and staff do such a great job about making sure you get connected with outside sources. Like, we have an amazing student success center team that helps with resume work, career center work. So, you aren't missing that from a big school. You still have that here, even in our small community.
So cost of attendance, is that room and board and meals and transportation, books, and tuition? Is that what? Okay, perfect.
Correct. That is everything. I think it's about 20,501, if I can remember the exact number from my recruiting process. But that includes, yes, your dorm, your food, your books. Actually, all of our books are online, so it's really nice. You can never say I lost my books. And the details of transportation and meal plan. That is your full package. And we are a private school, and so that is really nice as well.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Let's transition and talk about the gymnastics program now. So how many current athletes or gymnasts do you have on your team? Talk about your staff and talk about recruiting, like who is your recruiting coordinator, and how best to be able to contact you or your coaches if prospect recruit and or parent or coach are interested in getting them to your program.
I have an amazing staff. I was truly blessed with the hardest working team to help me build a program from the bottom. My assistant coach, Wendy Carey, she is amazing. She is actually our recruiting coordinator and our lead bar coach as well. She's also a judge. So having that background to, be able to bounce off ideas, making sure we have correct lineups or, just point values for all of our routines is such a blessing and helps me not super stressed about going into this first season. But she works so hard every day. And then I have to shout out, of course, my volunteer assistant coach, Zan Jones. He is a workhorse. I know he is a volunteer, but man, he is doing everything. He organizes vault assignments, vault and floor assignments, making sure we find all the top drills, especially your drills on Heat Performance. We love them. So please keep posting them.
Yeah.
But yes, this is the dream team. And we are, of course, kind of a kumbaya of operations. We don't have the luxury to have all the extra resources. So we are kind of recruiting coordinator lead is Wendy, but we all work with the background of connecting those relationships with the other recruits and then dealing with operations and ordering equipment and ordering leotards and ordering apparel. But, it's so fun. This has really, really been such an amazing time in my life and just super, super blessed. But I do want to mention too, yes, please, if anyone wants to follow us on Instagram, that is where we post most of our content of the girls and just what we're doing next and where we're going to be. So our Instagram is at Talladega Gymnastics, but people can also contact myself or Coach Wendy on our emails. Mine is asfletcher@talladega.edu and Wendy's is wcarey, that's CAREY @talladega.edu.
Awesome. I'll plug all those things in the description so people can come here and be able to get all that information so they can contact you. Is there numbers on the website or anything like that you can post, at least for the ones who are of age, to be able to be recruited, especially those who are already in their junior year and or seniors? So will that be available as well?
Yes. I can, would you like me to just message you that or?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Perfect. Yes, please. Anyone that has any questions, and never be afraid to DM us on Instagram. We are always looking, of course, at videos and recruits there as well. And sorry, I forgot to mention, we have about 15 girls here in the fall in classes right now, training hard. But we are blessed to also have 2 more coming in the spring. So we'll have 17 girls competing this season.
That's amazing to think about a program that had not even a year to be able to fill a roster and to be able to have 17 that's competing. That's huge. That's huge. And
thank you.
Good luck to you guys, getting those girls together, especially building something and being part of history. They're going to be the first at Talladega College to really set the standard for what Talladega Gymnastics is going to be. And, good luck to them. And I hope they're super excited about that process. Can we talk about just you in personally, like as a coach, talk about your journey getting to coaching, and how did that build what your philosophy is and your expectation for your athletes and your coaches for this program?
Yeah, that's a great question. So once I graduated, I just knew gymnastics was in my soul, and I knew I was not blessed with the talent to continue to flip for years like the amazing Simone Biles. But I knew coaching was my next step, and I, originally applied. It's always hard to get right into this field, So I applied to Division II schools, Division III schools, and it just kept getting denied. But I knew I needed more experience, so I decided to get my master's and then continue coaching on the side. And I actually also had an opportunity to work in admissions to kind of add that higher education development side, and working with athletes on more of a, business side. But I would say I truly is a true just blessing that God has blessed me with this opportunity to be my first, I guess, coaching career as a head coach, because I would have never thought this would be where I'd start, my first kind of career as a coach.
Yeah.
But saying all of that, it has truly reminded me that, we get to do this sport, and this is not, the end all. So I try to remind my girls every day, like, what's our why? Why are we doing this? And why are we here? Why are you excited to do this? And remind them that you get to do this. And so every time you get the opportunity to show how blessed and how fun you're having, to just show those other young girls, like, hey, you can do this, and I'm doing this for her, I'm doing this for my mom, or I'm doing this for myself.
Right.
And that's kind of our kind of vision right now, is like, what's our why, and why are we here?
No, I think that's perfect. I love it. I love it. I'm super excited again, for them to really get to be coached by you, from our interactions through camps at Alabama. And after that, I think Talladega Gymnastics and these girls are in great hands,
Thank you.
I would love to be able to come, on campus and, showcase the campus, and, so then people can kind of see, what it looks like,
Yes, I would love that. Please come as soon as you can.
Yeah. Showcase, and talk to some of the girls, and, kind of show them practicing and stuff like that, which leads me to my next question. Did you guys get a gymnastics gym when this happened? Did Talladega College already have it, or are you guys training somewhere else? Is there any plans yet that you may know of to get a gym if there isn't already one? Can you kind of talk about your facility and those types of things?
Yes, so we are very excited. We do have a facility that is being built, but it's not quite finished yet. So we are training at a beautiful facility in Birmingham. It's called Trussville Academy of Gymnastics. Shout out to the city of Trussville. We appreciate you so much. But yes, our facility hopefully will be finished very soon, hoping in the next couple months.
Very nice. Very nice. So I think that's really important, because I know a lot of us are used to club gymnastics equipment and are spoiled, to be able to have pits and resis and all the mats and stuff like that. And some, colleges just may not have the resources all the time. So I think it's such a blessing that you guys are able to use a local club gym. And I've seen it on social media. It looks really nice. And so I hope the girls feel blessed, and I hope they keep themselves safe training and stuff like that. I want to now transition into talking about you as a gymnast. I think, you probably wouldn't be on this journey if you didn't really enjoy your gymnastics journey, right? Especially your time at college, to go and decide, hey, I want to coach college. So we don't have to go all the way back to how you started, but let's talk about you as an Alabama gymnast. Can you talk about your time there? Who are your coaches, and kind of their relationship that they had with you as your coach, and how they kind of pushed you and molded you into becoming who you are today to want to be this head coach now at Talladega College?
Thanks. I really appreciate that. thinking, it's so funny when I went to the University of Alabama, I think I was just as clueless as ever, you know, and it was only until I graduated I realized I was a pretty decent gymnast. So thank you for mentioning that I did pretty well. But no, my time at Alabama was great. I was my freshman year, my head coaches were Sarah Patterson and her husband David, and I had Dana as well, and Coach Brian. But I also had Dana as a head coach during her other years as well. And I will say they were both, you know, very different, but still it was business, you know.
Yeah.
But I respected it because every time we went in the gym, you knew we were going to be in the running for a championship that year. You know, we came in, we did our job, we had a little fun, but then, you know, we got out of there. We just said, all right, we're ready for the next day. Let's get fired up. But, you know, I have a great relationship with the both of them still. They are huge mentors for me, and I cherish that dearly. They're like third, second moms. And as well as my teammates from Alabama, I mean, it was just such a blessing that we can still, like Lauren Beers is the owner of Trustville Academy of Gymnastics, and that we can still kind of be cohorts that now we're training at her gym and I'm a head coach at Talladega.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how that all works. But yes, I really enjoyed my time at Alabama.
Yeah. No, I love it. So what made you choose Alabama? Why was it your choice? And what were some of your other choices that you were contemplating to go to prior to making your final decision to go to Alabama?
I did visit a couple other SEC schools, I will be honest, because I'm originally from Florida. So, you know, I thought maybe staying home is a little too close, you know, couldn't stay home with family that often.
Yeah.
But Alabama truly, I felt like they recruited me for being more than just an athlete.
Yeah.
You know, I was a student, I was a young woman. They were going to help me professionally grow as well as, you know, personally grow. So not only the fact that it felt like home, it truly, truly felt like home. So that was kind of the cherry on top where, you know, I had some other, you know, UCLA was an option, Georgia, Florida, but Alabama that was where my home was.
Yeah. And I see that you still follow, you know, Alabama sports, and, you know, you and your husband love to, you know, follow, especially, you know, their other sports. And obviously, if you're a football fan, you know already about what Alabama football is about. And can you talk about, you know, being an alumni of the program, and now with different coaches, having Ashley there and Gina there, and having Justin now there, and also see, I'm blanking, from Florida.
Yep, Amelia.
Gosh, Amelia, standout gymnast from Florida, and having Amelia there. Can you kind of talk about, because I know, you know, you work camp with them this summer. Talk about, you know, as an alumni, talk about, you know, what you're seeing from Alabama Gymnastics with that staff and that upcoming team, and what are you excited about for them?
Yeah, as an alumni, I'm so proud and honored in so many different directions. First off, so excited for Ashley. She is killing it. And the assistant staff, they are also crushing it. I think they not only bring just great energy, but just needed, you know, charisma for these upcoming girls. They are such a just kind of a fresh air vibe for Alabama Gymnastics. And of course, I don't know if they've seen the new facilities. It's so funny. It's like after I graduated, they got all new facilities. But no, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But the coaching staff, huge shout out. I'm so excited as well, because I don't know if you saw, they posted we are coming to them on alumni weekend. So that's going to be such an amazing night for us to be able to compete with each other on alumni weekend, where, you know, we can have that special moment. So huge shout out to Coach Ashley. Thank you so much for that opportunity. But I truly believe that the staff, Justin and Gina, they've got something special coming for them as well. And I'm super excited for, as an alumni, to watch that happen.
Yeah, love it. Now, will you guys be competing on the road mainly? Is there a home place that you guys get to compete on campus, so, you know, recruits can come in, watch you guys, or even the community can come and watch you guys, or is everything going to be on the road?
Great question. this first season, it's looking like most of our meets will be on the road. Some will be kind of close to, we'll be in the state of Alabama, but most will be on the road just for this first season. But we are very excited. We do have a brand new basketball arena next season that we will be having some home competitions here in Talladega.
Love it. Love it. Well, is there anything you want to leave, the viewers, the listeners, to kind of get them excited about Talladega College, or anything that you're super excited about, or anything that you and your team have going on? So then we can, kind of support, Talladega Gymnastics, especially making history, being the second HBCU under the first head coach of Talladega Gymnastics. And so then, yeah, we can kind of follow your guys' journey as you guys excel for many years to come.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. Please, everyone, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. I think now we have a TikTok. I will be honest, I am not in charge of those, but please continue to support. We will be posting, some more things about fundraising very soon to help us complete our final pieces to our new gym. So that would be really, really helpful. But continue to follow us on social media. And, the girls are just so excited. So I guess now I say go Tornadoes, and everyone, please follow us. We're so excited. And Talladega College Gymnastics is really going to show you guys something special this upcoming season.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you again, Aja, for being on the show. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. As I said in the beginning, remember to to subscribe, to comment, and share. Please share. We would like to be able to get more information to other to the people in gymnastics, so that they know that there's other options. Sometimes, there's the lack of opportunity because of not knowing. And this is what I want for people to know, what can I do if I want to keep pursuing gymnastics and I might not be at a certain level? What other opportunities may they be? And also to understand some of the misconceptions of HBCUs and knowing that all is welcome. So if you feel like it's a place for you, you need a small campus that feels very tight-knit with small classes, please consider a HBCU like Fisk or Talladega. And again, thank you for tuning in and listening in. You guys have a great day.
Can I get a TC? TC! Whoosh!